I got a new camera as well. Well, I got a new smartphone, so I can actually use it with the tripod and stuff now. So I should have like 3 camera angles, so I can do the like camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. Biscuits and gravy to Americans is pretty fucking standard and basic, and this is not going to excite them at all. Biscuits and gravy to English people is weird as fuck, and who puts weird sausage mush on scones that don't have sugar in them? Sausage mush on shit scones is basically what biscuits and gravy is. But it's really fucking tasty. I don't know if you've done something like white sauce, like white gravy, that you sometimes, like bread sauce, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, bread sauce with sausage in it. So it's just like sausage slop. Sausage slop on shit scones. That's what I should have called this episode, really. Welcome to another episode of Another Fat Guy Cooks. I am your fat guy, Andy Baker, and today we're going to be doing sausage slop on shit scones. Doesn't that sound appetizing? Or biscuits and gravy, if you want to call it by the American nomenclature.
Another lost day, another lost year, another chopped onion to cover up the tears, another dream dead, another loss on the books, another fat guy cooks.
Right, so, bowl. We need a bowl. So, two sides to this. Our biscuits and our gravy. Biscuits, gravy. So obviously there's some baking involved, so we're going to do that first, because knocking up the actual sausage gravy is fucking quick and easy. Baking biscuits is quite difficult if you're shit at baking, like I am. So, I tried it last night with weed butter and zero patience and being high, and ended up making I think it was some sort of biscuit pretzel. Maybe the picture of it here. I can put a picture up, because I sent a picture of it to Joby to make him laugh because of how shit I am. So yeah, let's knock together the biscuits. Right, first thing we need is some cold butter. So we have that here, and we need scales, will do, and we need a knife. Okay, so we're going to need about 75 grams of non-salted butter to make our biscuit dough. So this guy is 250. See, zero that out. $72. Fucking close. Yeah, near enough. Right, so we've got 75 grams of butter there, and what we need to do is just cube this up into smaller little cubes as we can. Okay. Okay, so to the butter we're going to add 225 grams of plain flour, which I have here. Save some of this for later because we're going to need it for rolling out and stuff. We're going to add in a couple of big pinches of salt and nice big teaspoon of baking powder to help our biscuits rise. There we go. What we're going to do now is we're going to knead the dough with our fingertips incorporate all the butter into the flour using this kind of motion until all of the flour and the butter looks like sand, effectively. So we're going to do that now. So you should be able to see that on the other camera. We're going to go in and we're just going to, with our fingertips, just knead. Well, not even kneading at this point, we're just incorporating the butter into our flour. The reason we do it this way is to try and keep the butter as cool as possible. We still want to keep some nice, like, good chunks of butter in here, so that when the biscuits bake, they go all flaky and sexy and tasty, which is what we want. So we're starting to get a nice sandy consistency. A few big chunks in there, but that's fine. Okay, so the next thing that we need is 250 millilitres of buttermilk. Now, you can't get that in the UK, it doesn't fucking exist anywhere. So instead, what we're going to do is just use normal milk. I've got skimmed here. We're going to do about 200 ml. And we're going to add a little bit of vinegar to it, which helps it sort of curdle slightly, which makes it very similar to buttermilk in acidity and flavour. I bet you don't know anybody who has as much vinegar as I do. Splash of vinegar in with your milk. Makes instant sort of buttermilk-ish. Okay, so we're going to slowly add our buttermilk and very slowly stir it in until we get a shaggy, kind of sticky dough that's almost coming together, and at that point we can start knocking it out. Okay, what we're going to do before we start this is just stick our oven on about 125, 150. Which is about 230 Fahrenheit, I think. Fucking do the maths. Okay, so we're gonna a little bit at a time. Add a little bit of our milk. Give him a stir. Same again. A bit more milk. Give him a stir. Now it says to use 250 ml of milk, but that's way too much for this. I don't know if that's just wrong in the recipe or what, but you just want to keep adding milk until the dough starts to come together, which is maybe a tiny bit more than this. Obviously you're going to add a little bit more flour to it when you're doing the rolling and the folding and stuff, so don't worry if it's a little bit wet and a little bit sticky. Okay, as you can see, that's starting to come away from the sides of the bowl now. It's starting to look good. So we're going to make some room. Okay, you want as big a space as you can get away with for doing this. Okay, so we've got big space, everything else out of the way, and we're going to liberally flour our work surface. Do for now. And then we're going to turn our dough out. Surface. A little bit of a knead. Okay. Okay, so we're going to roll our dough out. Nice and big. Start sticking to your rolling pin, throw a bit more flour on, roll them out nice and thin, and then we're going to fold them again, and then fold them again, and then we're going to roll this guy out. Turning, rolling, turning and rolling. Okay, and I'm going to fold you again, and then we're going to do the same thing again. What this is doing is it's just layering our butter so we get the nice flaky, pull apart, lovely bits that we get in biscuits. That's what we're aiming for. Okay, so we don't have a cutter, so let's use this guy. Perfect. Right. We're just going to do 4 biscuits out of this dough. And then we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to pop those on a greased pan. This thing's already greased. Like so. And then we're going to get a little bit of batter. Just going to melt a bit of extra butter. Oh my god. Wasn't ready for this tonight. Oh my fuck, it's right there, look. It's right there. Right fucking in front of me. Moron. Oh, in fact, I think I can. Yeah. Turns out that it's slightly bigger than the, slightly smaller than the actual biscuit, so I can just trim them. So. There we go. Get the butter. Hot, 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 hot. Where did I put the little... there it is. Okay. Take a butter and liberally glaze them with batter. Okay. And then they go in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. Biscuits done. Oh yeah, there was something. That I wanted to say. Right, so first thing, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And I know that that just becomes background noise when I say that at this point, but if you haven't liked it, please like it. If you haven't commented on it, just go say something stupid. Call me fat. Tell me a story about your last divorce. Anything you want. Just type nonsense into the comments, because it's all engagement, it all goes into the algorithm, and it all makes YouTube happy with me, which is makes them more likely to give me money. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe's the other thing. So from the analytics, about 50% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed, which is really fucking good, but could be better. So if you're not already subscribed, please hit the button down here somewhere. Now, the point I was getting to is, if you live in the United Kingdom mainland and you would like me to turn up in my big truck with ingredients and cook you and your partner or family or whatever your favourite meal, again, send me a message with where you live and what you want me to cook. You can comment it, you can email it me, hackoddity@gmail.com. You can get me on Twitter @hackoddity, or you can get me on Facebook, Andy Baker. Let me know where you are, what you want, and we'll see if we can't arrange something. Obviously you need to be happy with me filming in your kitchen and filming you and any parts of your family that I'm going to feed. Just scratch my arse there in the middle of that sentence. I hope you all enjoyed that. So yeah, I think we're going to call it Another Fat Guy Home Invasion. So hashtag Another Fat Guy Home Invasion. So yeah, I will come round, I'll cook for you. It should be funny, it should be interesting. They call it fan engagement. So I should give a shout out to John Foster, who's a customer of mine from my other business, where I sell aluminium gates and be a proper human occasionally. I found out the other week that he watches the show, which is very nice. Hi, John. But what I did, he did actually request that I do cook something, but I completely forgot what he wanted me to cook. So if you, yeah, John, message me again and I'll do that at some point. But the funny thing with John Foster, the reason I'm bringing it up is he was one of my first customers that I got when I was selling electric gate motors and stuff like this. And we just met. I was in his kitchen, and he quickly had to run off for a piss. So he went for a piss. He came back. And he looked me in the face and just sort of looked a bit concerned. And I was like, what's wrong? And he's like, I've just farted out of my penis. Okay. That doesn't sound good. And obviously John's an older gentleman. He's probably in his, I would guess, at early 60s possibly. Round about there, maybe late 50s, early 60s. I don't think he was massively au fait with the internet and things, so I thought, okay, well, fuck it, I've got my phone. Let's Google your symptoms right now and see what we come up with. So, put in farting out of cock, and it came up with this thing called a fistula, which is where your urethra and your intestine, not your urethra, like your bladder and your intestine, sort of, the wall between them breaks down, so your farts get into your piss tubes. And it gets quite dangerous, it can kill you. So I said, well, this is the only thing that's coming up, John. It says you might have a fistula. So we finished up our business meeting and I went away. And then a few weeks later he called me up to say he'd been to the doctor, found out he had indeed got a fistula, that it was quite serious, and went straight in for an operation and got it all sorted out. So am I a hero? Am I a lifesaver? Would John be dead now without me? Yes, to all three. So feel free to congratulate me in the comments for you know, being the hero that we all know I am. And you know, it's nice to be able to Google symptoms and it actually work once, instead of just giving me massive paranoia and keeping me up at night because I had red in my poo, but it turned out to be beetroot. I don't know if any of that will stay in, but. So, sausage gravy, as you may have guessed, first thing we're going to need is sausage. You can buy just normal sausages and take them out of the things, but it's easier to buy the meat. In America you can actually buy pre-crumbled frozen sausage bits to do this way easier. I don't have that, but we'll be fine. So, all we're going to do is, in little tiny amounts, tiny little pinches, we're going to pinch off our sausage meat, and we're going to throw it into our pan. But we're going to keep the bits as little as possible. And if a bit of flour goes in there, it doesn't matter because we're doing that as well. But we're going to chop them all up with the spatula in a minute anyway. So we're just going to throw in little sausage pebbles. And we're going to keep doing that until we get bored of doing it. It's really fucking soon. I'm trying a new mic this time. I've kind of strapped my microphone to a pole and I'm using it as like a boom mic up there. So we'll see if that's any better quality. I don't know the measurements for this, by the way. I'm just kind of winging it, but I can probably put some some measurements, some like the measurements here maybe. There you go. See, you can see them now. This is what you need for sausage gravy. And then we're just going to chop this up with our spatula as the fat renders out into as small pieces as we can. Okay, so our biscuits are nearly done, so we're going to start and get our gravy ready. So, as you can see, the sausages ditch a load of their fat when you grill them up, when you fry them up in the pan like this. So what we're going to do is just add a little sprinkle of flour on top, with a light little dusting, like so. And then we're going to roll all of our sausage around in it until it's all coated. And then that'll make it a little bit easier to break up. And that will also work as that thickener for the milk and stuff to make a nice gravy. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add some milk. You can use full fat, you can use low fat, you use what you want. Done that then. I'm just going to use all of my milk. I'm going to turn this down to low, sort of medium low. I'm going to get a wooden spoon. And while stirring, we're also going to be crushing our sausage up a little bit more into the milk. And what you will notice is very quickly it will start to thicken up. What we're also going to do is throw in a nice big pinch of salt, maybe 2. And it also needs a shitload of freshly ground black pepper. And by a shitload, I mean a fuckload. What I've learned is you can't really over pepper this. It just kind of tastes better the pepperier it is. But that should do. Okay. And it will start making like a little bit of a film on the bottom of the pan. So you want to just keep disturbing that. Stop it from forming too thick of a layer in one place. And just keep stirring. Probably turn it up a little bit. You just don't want to go too high because it turns very quickly and you can very easily make it too thick. Okay, here we go. You can see now it's starting to thicken up. Let's go a little bit further than this. But we can probably take that off the heat now and just let that finish up by itself. Alright. We'll have a look at our biscuits, we can probably turn those off now. Beautiful. I'm going to give them one last quick cover in butter. Okay. So, have a look at one of these. So, oh, look at that. As you can see, all those fluffy, gorgeous layers inside. I hope you can see that. I'm going to do this carefully because these things are hot as fuck. There you go. See all those beautiful, flaky golden layers. That is exactly what we're looking for. So we'll take 3 of these. We've got our sausage gravy. top. And there you have it. Biscuits and gravy. It's beautiful. And then I guess we should eat it. So, biscuits. Mmm. Just beautiful and fluffy, salty, peppery. Mmm. Mmm. I fucking love this so much. One thing it could do with a little bit of though. Throw a little hot sauce on there. If you haven't got good hot sauce, use Red Hot. If you have got good hot sauce, like for example Joby's hot sauce, which I'll put a link to in the description, you want to be using that. I'll tell you what, let's throw a little bit of spice on there too. Why not? Let's try that. Mmm. Oh my god. Yep. Alright fuckers, that's Biscuits and Gravy. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. Another Fat Guy's just cooked. I'll catch you guys later. See you soon. I'm gonna go eat this.